Namaste. In today's video, we will explore about Bhakti Yoga. We will see what are the three types of Bhakti, what is Para Bhakti, how Bhakti leads to Gyana, the purpose of human birth, and many other things as explained by Adi Parashakti herself. Now without any further delay, let's get started. The Himalaya said, "O Mother, now describe your Bhakti Yoga, by which ordinary men who have no dispassion get the knowledge of Brahman easily." Devi replied, "O Chief of Mountains, there are three paths leading to the final liberation that are widely known. These are Karma Yoga, Gyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Of these three, Bhakti Yoga is the easiest in all respects. People can do it very easily without incurring any suffering to the body and without giving any pain and stress to the mind. This Bhakti, again, is of three kinds, as the gunas are three. His Bhakti is Tamasi, who worships me to pain others, being filled with vanity, jealousy, and anger. That Bhakti is Rajasic, when one worships me for one's own welfare and does not intend to do harm to others. Such a devotee has got some desire or end in view, some fame, or to attain some objects of enjoyments, and ignorantly, thinking himself different from me, worships me with devotion. Again, that Bhakti is Satviki, when anybody worships me to purify his sins and offers to me the result of all his karmas. He thinks that Jiva and Ishvara are separate. Keeping in mind that these actions of his are authorized in the Vedas and therefore they must be observed, he does all his karmas for my happiness. This Satviki Bhakti is different from the Para Bhakti, as the worshippers think me to be separate from them, but it leads to Para Bhakti eventually. The other two Bhaktis, Rajasic and Tamasic, do not lead to Para Bhakti. Now hear attentively about the Para Bhakti that I am now describing to you. Such a devotee always hears my glories and recites my name. His mind dwells always, like the incessant flow of oil, in me who is the receptacle of all auspicious qualities and gunas. He has not the least trace of any desire to get the fruits of his karma. He does not want Samipya, Sarishti, Sayujya, Salokya, and other forms of liberations. He becomes filled with devotion for me alone, worships me only, knows nothing higher than to serve me, and he does not want final liberation even. He does not like to forsake this idea of Savior and Sevaka. He always meditates on me with constant vigilance and actuated by a feeling of supreme devotion. He does not think of himself as separate from me, but rather thinks himself that I am one with the Bhagavati. He considers all the jivas as myself and loves others as he loves himself. He does not make any difference between the jivas and myself, as he finds the same Chaitanya everywhere and manifested in all. He does not quarrel with anybody, as he has abandoned all ideas about separateness. He bows down and worships even the Chandals and all the jivas. He becomes filled with devotion to me whenever he sees my place, my devotees, and hears the Shastras describing my deeds. And whenever he meditates on my mantras, he becomes filled with the highest love towards me and always thinks about me with happiness. Tears of love flow incessantly from both his eyes. He recites my name and my deeds in a voice choked with the feelings of love for me. O Lord of the mountains, he worships me with intense feeling as the mother of this universe and the cause of all the causes. He performs the daily and occasional duties and all my vows, rituals, and sacrifices without showing any miserly feeling in his expenditure of money. He naturally longs to perform my festivities and to visit places where my utsav are held. He sings my name loudly and dances, being intoxicated with my love, and has no idea of egoism and is devoid of his body idea, thinking that the body is not his. He thinks that whatever is prarabdha must come to pass and therefore does not become agitated for the preservation of his body. This sort of bhakti is called the para-bhakti or the highest devotion. Here the predominant idea is the idea of the Devi and no other idea takes its place. O mountain, he gets immediately dissolved in my nature of consciousness, whose heart is really filled with such para-bhakti or supreme love. The highest and ultimate stage of devotion, as well as for dispassion, is called as Gyana. As when this Gyana arises, both bhakti and dispassion become perfected. The one who, due to prarabdha, doesn't get my knowledge, even after doing my devotion, that one goes to my abode, Manidvipa. O mountain, one enjoys there all the objects of enjoyments dispassionately and eventually at the end gets the knowledge of my real nature of the form of consciousness. By that Gyana, one attains the final liberation forever because Gyana only leads to liberation. There is no doubt in this. He who knows Brahman becomes verily Brahman, like how due to the delusion, the gold necklace on the neck seems as if it has got lost. But when that delusion ends, the gold necklace seems to be attained, whereas it was already there and never actually lost. Like how the reflection of an image falls on the mirror, like that the reflection of Atman is felt in this body. As the shadow and light are felt clearly distinct, so in my Manidvipa, the knowledge of oneness beyond the feeling of duality arises. Now before we proceed any further, I would like to inform you that we have started memberships on our channel. If you would like to contribute and support us in our efforts to spread the wisdom of Sanatan Dharma, please make sure to hit the join button, select the relevant subscription and become our valued member. If one dies despite having dispassion but without knowledge, then that one resides in Brahmaloka for one kalpa. Then he takes his birth in the family of pure and noble people. He practices his sadhana there again, and then the knowledge of Atman arises within him. O King of Mountains, this Gyana arises after many births. It does not come in one birth. So one should try wholeheartedly one's best to get this Gyana, otherwise great disaster will befall. This human birth is very hard to attain, and then the birth in a Brahmin family is rarer. Moreover, amongst the Brahmins, getting the proper knowledge of the Vedas is exceedingly rare. Then attaining the 6 qualities, restraint of passions, etc., the success in yoga, and the attainment of the right guru, all these are very hard to be attained in this life. If, after attaining this rare human birth and the above-mentioned qualifications and conducive situations, one does not strive to attain this Gyana, know that his birth has become meaningless. Thus one should try one's best to attain this knowledge. Then, at every moment, he gets the fruits of the Ashwamedha sacrifice. There is no doubt in this. As ghee resides potentially in milk, so also the Vijnana resides within everyone. One should always churn that knowledge with the churning rod of the mind and become blissfully contented on attaining this Gyana. So says the Vedanta. Many thanks for watching the video. If you are new to the path of spirituality and meditation, we recommend you watch this video. If you like our videos, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on our upcoming videos. It will also help us grow and spread this timeless wisdom of Sanatan Dharma to others.